Good evening, our dear viewers. It's another Sunday, yet another amazing Sunday evening. And we're going to have fun while at this show tonight because you're there and because God has given us the breath to just enjoy ourselves and to have a good moment while we help the business community shine in the marketplace as they occupy. As you continue occupying your spaces and doing what God has called you to do, we are having a very, very good evening this fourth Sunday of June 2023, and I'm hoping that you're there. I'm looking forward to interacting with you through your questions, through your comments tonight. So most welcome and feel at Jesus' feet even as we discuss a business. And I'm excited this evening because I'm joined by two very, very amazing people. I just learned that they actually know each other. I didn't know that they know each other. And it's because they have been in similar paths in life. No wonder they're talking a similar topic this evening on partnerships in business. And so sit back, relax, and enjoy this show tonight. Why? Because I have Muthoni with me, and I have Joseph with me, and they will be introducing themselves in a short while. So my name is Sarah Kajuju. I am a growth coach. And I'm looking forward to growing each other. As I grow, you grow to the next level, even as we do our business the way God has called us to do this business. So most welcome, sit back, grab a glass of water or a hot cup of tea and enjoy the show, even as we enjoy the same talking about partnerships and business. So most welcome, Joseph and Muthoni.
Thank you.
It's amazing to have you guys. Karibuni sana. I will have you introduce yourselves and you tell us what sort of businesses you're doing, even before we get into this amazing topic today in Occupy Today. Karibu Muthoni, you could introduce yourself.
Thank you, but I thought we were a bit gender sensitive because we are two ladies and he's the only gentleman.
We begin with a gentleman. That's what you feel?
That's what I feel. I think we should begin with him.
Okay, go first then.
All right.
It's a man's world, isn't it?
Thank you, Muthoni. Yeah, my name is Joseph Gishunge. I am the CEO and co-founder of Jaza Center. Of course, that is my second business. Jaza Center is a training and placement social enterprise for professional domestic workers. Yeah, and I've been in this space for quite a while. Business space, of course. My first business, I started my first business in 2010. 2008.
About the same time, yeah, I remember.
At the same time. A marketing firm that still runs also, which does a lot of below the line activities for businesses. Currently, it's running franchise shops for a telecommunication company.
Yeah, that is when I knew you, Jose, when you were real,
Yeah.
real small and
Real
trying
hustler.
to get your space in the market as Sikiliza.
Yeah,
Actually,
Sikiliza
on my
Innovation
phone, I've
Center.
still saved you as Jose Sikiliza. Can you imagine? Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
you'll
very
be
much.
telling us more about Jaza Center and what you guys are doing there.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're occupying the space and really doing amazing things.
Exactly.
And I'm looking forward to hearing some more, even as our audience looks forward to hearing from you.
Looking
So
forward.
karibu sana.
Thank you.
You can sit back, enjoy, and
All
let's
right.
talk about partnerships. I'm
Okay.
sure you're bringing in something amazing. Muthoni,
Yes.
now that you considered the gentleman to go first, how about you now?
Absolutely. Now I think we're on an equal footing.
Okay.
Good evening, viewers. My good name is Muthoni Njogu. I'm a practicing advocate by profession. I run Njogu and Associate Advocates. This is a corporate commercial law firm based here in Nairobi. I like to say in a nutshell that yes, we are a corporate commercial law firm, but we sort of veer to sometimes an all-service law firm. So we'll take you through your conveyancing, we'll take you through your real estate, we'll take you through your family law. But one of the key things that Sarah I like to do actually within the law firm is training, because one of the key things that we have come to discover over time is that prevention is better than cure.
You can say that again.
Yeah, prevention is really better than cure. So how do you work with businesses to really make them compliant? partnerships.
Yeah.
The conversation for today is partnerships.
Yeah.
So we work with our clients in a manner, in a sense, that makes them not fall into the legal hurdles by training them, by bringing them to them the current events that are happening so that they don't get into those, litigious engagements. And those are costs. And why would you want our partner to get into costs?
I know.
We really don't want to do that.
Wow.
So last but not least, we also do what we call legal webinars. We do them on every Thursday at 2:30 p.m. to deconstruct the law. What impact are we making in the world if we do not help people come closer to justice? As an enabler of justice, technology is one of them, and we use legal webinars to do that.
Woo.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Wewe Muthoni, sasa you have spoken things. But yes, we will be unpacking all this even as we go into our discussion this evening. I'm looking forward to really hearing how you guys are utilizing the value of partnerships in your businesses, because I've learned that there is no man who's an island. I mean, I can't live alone. You can't live alone. I need you, you need me, we need each other. The world needs us. And I can tell you that our dear viewers, you can't stand alone. You can't do anything alone. You will need a person here. You will need Muthoni along the way because she's a lawyer. You will need Joseph here because he will supply you with the right domestic worker who can support your home. And we need each other. And so partnerships and more partnerships. And so delving right into it. Yeah. Tell me about your businesses, guys. You said Jaza Center. I want to understand, what is Jaza Center doing? You know, what problems are you solving, and who are your partners? Do you have any partners in business? Joseph?
Yeah. First of all, I have actually co-founded Jaza Center.
With a partner?
With a partner.
Tell us about it.
With,
I like it.
You know, a spouse. So, I mean, this was founded, or rather I founded Jaza Center with Leah 10 years ago, 2013, if you remember well, to close the gap about equipping domestic workers with the right skills and getting the placement. Basically, the whole idea was to formalize domestic service.
I see.
All the way from, you know, the way they are recruited, from the recruitment, the value addition, which is now training bit, you know, making sure that they're able to acquire the right skills.
Yes.
Then, of course, going into the placement, ensuring they're able to get the right placement with the right contract arrangement, of course. You know, the domestic service has been very informal. So that aspect of especially, you know, trying to achieve the minimum wage with domestic workers and also getting them to be able to get all the other social security benefits, you know, medical cover, leave, so that, you know, they are able to enjoy employment like any other person.
I hear you.
As a social enterprise, our main focus is actually to primarily help the marginalized, majority women, to you know, to get a new lease of life, or rather to move from that level to a better, you know, in a more sustainable life economically.
You're dignifying domestic work, right?
Dignifying the service itself.
Yes.
Yeah. And at the same time, of course, creating a huge social impact. In the way we do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So we are not just for profit, because I was actually talking to some friends the other day at ACOSE, the annual conference of social entrepreneurs, and I was thinking, like, if like 50% of the enterprises in this country, for example, were social enterprises, you know, where people are sensitive about not just making huge profits and making, you know, billions and all these and building empires without creating, you know, being in touch with the economy, with the people,
needs, and the real needs of the people,
with the real needs of the people.
Them.
So that is the main focus for Jaza Center, and you know, we want to live to our dream.
Nice.
Of course, I'll be sharing more you know, going forward.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
oh yes, oh yes. And of course, I'm looking forward to hearing beyond Leah, your partner,
Yeah.
who are the other partners that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Now that she's your partner in life, but also your partner in business.
Yeah.
But I want to hear more about who else Jazza is partnering with and how this is panning out.
Yeah.
How
Yes.
about Muthoni? Tell us a little more about your business, but also in other words, you can also give us who are your partners and how does partnership work in a legal entity like yours?
Okay. So that's a great question. I like to say that our first partner is God.
Yes.
Because the vision starts from, you have already created the vision, then you need that divine supernatural being to be able to give you that willpower to drive the business. And within that driving the business, you're able also to create meaningful partnerships now with a brother like Geshunge here and yourself. So I would want to say our first partner is God.
Amen.
And we've really dedicated the business in a way that I used to hear a lot of kingdom business. I never used to understand what exactly is kingdom business. Until working, of course, with a couple of organizations, we were able to understand and implement that in our own law firm.
Yes.
So secondly, from, of course, the divine God being in the business, also our other partners are our clients. But before I even get to the clients, my biggest partner is my team.
Your team. Wow.
Because they are a conduit for impact in the business. They are actually a channel so that we're able to give value to customers that come to the business.
I hear you.
So what does the team need? What does the team require? What is the team crying about? And one of the key things that for me I've learned in a business, and especially when it comes to team players, the art of listening. Is the art of listening. Because then you get to understand what are your stakeholders, who at this particular point is your team member. What are they going through? What are the challenges that they're facing, etc., etc. And then when we come to the other partners, we think of our clients. And of course, without the clients, there's no business.
Of course not.
Absolutely, there's no business. So what does it make? What is the difference between Njogu and Associates and any other law firm? And mark you, we are 16,000 of us lawyers in this country. 16,000 of us. So how do you have a different value proposition to your client that, in a sense, you're in a marriage?
Yes.
We are starting the business from the ground level and we are continuing either to the end or until growth stages, or you've met a business that is halfway. So one of the key things that we realize for us, to work and grow with this partner, we need to keep talking to the partner. We need to keep bringing them things to their attention. And I keep saying legal is my core business. Kajuju US is another different core business. So it is my responsibility to keep you aware what you need to be legally compliant. That is my core function. So we work with our clients, we train them, we make sure that they have their head right when it comes to legal compliance. And then, of course, the business does not run in isolation. Kajuju will supply us with stationery. I don't know who is going to supply us with systems, because at the end of the day, our business must have systems.
Definitely.
There is a back end. And the back end, when you're trying to bring about efficiency, there is a system of something functioning from a technological wise.
Yeah.
So we have numerous partners, but I know we're going to keep disconstructing them in this
Definitely.
conversation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Lovely, 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 lovely.
Thank you.
And of course, one of the things you have alluded to is just how you keep engaging with your partners. And I know this is something we're going to be discussing even as we go forth.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a lot to unpack in terms of partnerships.
Yeah.
But then again, Joseph, I just want to hear more of your partners. Who are your other partners now that we know Leah is there? Then who else?
Then who else? Of course, the team.
Yes.
The team is also, I mean, every business owner will have to find a way of, partnering with, we have many partners, including your suppliers are your partners. I was looking at it actually today, and I think one of the key partners that we've had who had done a fantastic job as a supplier is the marketing agency that we've used to do our digital branding and marketing.
Isn't it your own agency that is marketing you? I'm curious to know that.
I thought it's important to get some, something from outside so that you are able to, if you do everything internally, everything internally, I'm the same marketing mind behind, Jazza. So, over time, I've realized actually it's important to get to hear from
External resource,
external
yeah.
resource. We're looking into so many other partnerships. Of course, I mean, we have organizations that have come on board to really give us support in terms of mentorship, to help also get to take the business to the next level. Like at the moment, Jaza Center is at a point where we want to take the business to the next level, and we are looking to partner with, many institutions of technical training institutions, TVET, to be able to take this service to the masses.
Yeah.
We're looking into partnering with, other partners like financial people who can bring in financial value.
Yes.
In terms of investment. So there's a lot that we are looking at.
Yes.
Of course, I don't want to preempt the details about the real details about what is happening.
Yes.
But we are looking into trying to get a lot more in terms of partnership. Yeah. So yeah.
By the way, do you partner with the government, both the local government as well as the national government, in any way in your entity?
The local government, even the national government, by the way, we should be, and I feel the government currently, the current government, I think they're doing a lot more. I've had a chance to interact with like the PS, MSME, in various forums, and I've had the commitment, which of course she speaks for the president, and I think they are fully committed and they are quite open-minded. Like, a PS telling you, please tell me what the kind of support that you want. Like now we've been struggling as a social entrepreneurs association to have a say, to have a law that recognizes social enterprise. Because first of all, remember, a social enterprise is a non-profit. 50%. 50% is not for profit. But the government tax structure does not recognize that. So a limited company, a law firm, any business that is generating revenue is taxed the same. So which of course now puts organizations that are trying to create social impact at a disadvantage.
I hear you.
So that kind of partnership also with the government is very key, and it's something that we are also trying to see how we can be able to get it happening.
Great,
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
great. I wonder, Muthoni, whether the church is a partner for you. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Well, one of the key things that for us we have done with churches, I keep saying that there's a way that the law looks like this monstrous thing that we don't understand. And especially even when we see people even coming to court. Like we even have the fear to actually just come to court. And of course, legal services are said to be very expensive. So it's normally the last door. Even when you're commencing a business, by the time you're knocking to legal, is at door number 5.
I know.
You've already done the registration by yourself. And then once something comes up or crops up, that's when you decide, oh, by the way, now
I need a lawyer.
Now I need Muthoni. Now we
Yes.
need her to come and intervene. But that should not be the case. So how do we bring the law to the masses? How do we do that? So we found a way that if we're able to just sit with the church in a way that we can have legal clinics, legal clinics that bring justice to Wanjiku. We call
Yes.
the common man Wanjiku. So how do we bring justice to Wanjiku? In my past life, I used to work for a certain organization that we would get to a point where we are connecting with the church, we are connecting with also the administration, the local administration.
Yeah.
So because we all need their support to bring people to a baraza sort of setup.
Yeah.
And then we're able to disseminate the legal information. So with the church, Currently, we are having a bit of legal clinics, but we are hoping to take it to the next level. Maybe we can even broadcast at some point in time. So we are really hopeful that that is going to happen. Yeah.
So your partners, if I hear you guys, just
Yeah.
the two of you, Joseph and Mudhoni,
Yeah.
is that they are unlimited.
Absolutely.
You keep
Yeah.
getting new partners every day, and depending on what sort of conversations, what sort of needs you're meeting, what sort of gaps you're having within
Yeah.
your business, partners keep evolving, keep growing, you keep adding them to the list that you have. Is
Yeah.
that what I'm hearing?
Yes, you know, people know, or rather, you know, the common person, the entrepreneur down there, or rather the business people, you know, and you know, business people are from all the way from Okas. Even a Oka, somebody selling something on the street is a business person.
Is a business
is an
person.
entrepreneur. I mean, most of the entrepreneurs who have built the biggest brands in the world actually started at that level. So, and I was looking at this, I think it was last evening, and about the biggest brands in the world. You know, from Microsoft to Apple to Google to Twitter to all these brands. Do you know most of these brands, or rather, actually 90% of these brands are built by partners. It's not a single soul, you know, one individual running the show through and through. And so that tells you something. That should tell you something, that there is value in, because when you come in as partners, you complement each other.
Indeed.
I'm very sure even Mudhoni, she cannot be able to run the law firm as Mudhoni, and you know, like. Ideally, if I look at Jazza today, without my partner, probably I could not have been able to achieve what we have achieved.
I hear
in
you.
terms of, you know, because we complement. I mean, I'm good. You know, my background is selling and marketing, and she also comes from a different background, which is engineering. However, quite good in finance and administration.
Wow.
So, I mean, we ideally, it's basically about complementing. If you look at some of these brands that have actually succeeded, or rather gone all over the world, the kind of arrangement, you know, started by friends at the university, people like Bill Gates and his partner, starting something. Of course, you know, they reformed from being whatever they were doing, being hackers, to building proper programs, and now, you know, complementing each other, because one was very strong in this. If you look at the case of Steve Jobs,
Yes.
you know, very good in marketing, the other guy very good in technical. So one is keen on developing quality stuff, the other one pushes now, you know, to the market.
Yes.
So the value of partnership is big.
I
You know, and you can tell the difference even in the success rate for some of
Yes.
these businesses.
Yes.
You will realize, though it also has its challenges, but if you look at the advantages, the advantages are more.
They are more.
They are more.
Definitely.
I mean, most of the businesses that are run, of course, if you get the right partnership.
yes.
Because
yes.
also the wrong partnership can destroy your
Can
business.
destroy you completely. In
It
fact,
can actually even destroy you as the owner of the business by conforming, making you, because you see now you become two people who have equal say,
yes.
you know,
Yes.
or three. In
Yes.
some cases, they're even four.
Yeah.
So you can imagine a situation where you are like three different partners, and all of you have a CEO mindset that your say must, you know, whether it makes sense
Yes.
or not.
I know.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, because it's not easy also dealing with business owners,
I
you know,
know.
especially people coming together, you know, from different backgrounds,
Yes.
running something with equal shares.
Yes.
It's quite complex.
I hear you.
Yeah.
And you know what is going through my mind is, you know, in Corinthians, the book of Corinthians, where Paul is talking about the church and the structure of the church being like the body. You know, that one part functions this way, another part functions this way. Even as you talk and you're saying that one plays a role and complements the other one is complementing the other. And I'm actually figuring out that, you know, previously we used to say that we are in competition.
Yeah.
But today, more than ever before, you need people who can complement you, you know. As partners, where you don't have you bring in a resource that can help. And no wonder people outsource some of the services within their businesses today.
Yeah.
And I want to just check with you guys, what does this look like? What is the process of enlisting partners? What is the process of identifying what it is you need and bringing them on?
Yeah.
Is there a particular process in business, or do you just find yourself lacking and you say, oh, I need this, I need this, I need... What has worked for you? What has that process been like, Muthoni?
I like the fact that he says it's not a competition. Collaborate with all. You're not competing with anyone. It's not a
Yes.
competition. So don't compete, collaborate. That's when you get fruits out of the engagement of any partnership. So just to answer your question now, what kind of things would we be looking at? One of the key things I always admire is when I go to these online procurement services that they're asking you want to bid for a particular bid. And the first thing they ask you, one of the things they ask you is, do you have an anti-corruption policy? Do you have that?
Yeah.
Do you have an anti-corruption policy? So already, one of the key parameters that I'm looking for in a partner,
Yes.
integrity is number one.
I know. You can say that
Integrity is
again.
number one.
Yes.
I'm not going to do businesses with people who are in unethical businesses or illegal businesses.
Must they be born again on that note?
That is not a trick question, so I'll answer it this way, Sarah.
Yes.
Values,
Yes.
principles.
Yes.
I may be a Christian and you are a Christian, and we really are believers. But then you have a way with money that has no discipline at all.
I hear you.
You have completely no discipline. But what the business requires is discipline. As he said, we are on the same footing, but then we found out things about the other partner. So the first thing is to do your due diligence. You are not filling in a gap just to fill in a gap.
No.
That's not what you're
There's
doing.
a reason.
There is a reason why it's Sarah and not Joseph.
Yes.
There is a reason. So you've done your own due diligence. And partnerships are not necessarily between individuals. Partnerships could be with organizations.
That's true.
You want to get a certain job, so you need a consortium of people, and then you come together to do the job. So what kind of due diligence are you undertaking for the organization? I like that, anti-corruption policy. You know, are you people of integrity? They're also asking you, what kind of structures do you have within your organization? We want to see your finances. So this is in the realm of an organization.
Yes.
Let's come to an individual. What kind of person is Sarah? What is her values? What are her principles? I like a quote by Warren Buffett. And he says this when he's trying to invest in any particular business. Do I like you? Do I trust you? Are you a person of integrity? And if any one of those three, it's like a triangle, if any one of those three parameters falls, we're not doing business with you. We are really not going to do business with you. So we are vetting your values, your principles. What do we think about money? I keep saying the default example here is marriage. Because the default example, even in the Bible, when it comes to partnership, is marriage.
Yes.
Two people have come together.
That's true.
So what does this person stand for? What does this other person stand for? So we need to have the premarital classes. Premarital classes to try and understand. The way I've been seeing Joseph, I think he can be a good partner because of reason one, his values are straight, his principles are good. I think I've seen him engage with money. I've seen him engaging when somebody borrowed him money, you know. He might also have another different color when people borrow him money. So when it comes to the individual, you're looking at whether their principles, their values, and you have your own key parameters. How do they deal with their finances? What happens? But if I push it a little bit now from a legal perspective, we're able to protect some of these things, but those fundamentals never go away. Really, those fundamentals never go away.
The fundamentals
Yeah.
never go away.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Are there any additional ones that Muthoni may have left out that you may want to look at, Joseph, in identifying your partners?
In identifying the
or
partner.
enlisting your partners for that matter?
First, I think she has actually said it all. However, the chemistry. You know, sometimes somebody could
Not
be coming.
biology.
No, chemistry. You
Chemistry.
know, just please make sure, even, you know, the kind of partner that you bring on board, you know, even if you're going to fight, because fight will be there.
Yes.
You cannot agree with a partner every single thing every day. It's not possible.
Yes.
So even if there are going to be fights or those, you know, tug of wars. Let
Yes.
me not actually call them fights, really,
Yes.
but tug of wars, because sometimes you have an opinion about something or you want things done in a certain way, but then your partner, the other partners or the partner says, I think this is how they see the whole thing. So sometimes it's also very important, like she said, to have maybe a neutral ground where somebody comes in you must find a way of balancing it,
Yeah.
or a neutral person, because sometimes some fights can really mess up with the business.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I have not answered the question. The question you answer,
And
asked-
just hold it there. I want us to take a break so that we
Okay.
even synthesize it further and make it more solid.
Yeah.
And our time might be moving faster than we think is moving. So I think let us take a break. And our dear viewers, as we take this break, please don't go away. Grab yet another cup of water or a glass of something that you can be sipping. And let us continue in a few, because we have a lot to unpack in this topic of partnerships in business. I hope you won't go away. Don't touch that dial. Keep it right there. Thank you for being there.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
First Thessalonians chapter number 5, verse 17. Pray without ceasing, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you.
On Watch and Pray, we pray for you and with you regarding your prayer requests, our nation, and the whole world.
There's this one who is saying there's a marriage separation in marriage, but let's pray for the babies and then restore also. Father God Almighty,
Join Mama Eda Adoyo on Watch and Pray every Monday from 7:30 p.m. live on Hope TV, where you look and live.
Going back to the heart of worship.
Whether up the mountain or down the valley, we were created to worship God.
Enjoy carefully selected worship music every Wednesday all day long. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
We take it a notch higher with more worship music.
Every Wednesday
Is Worship Wednesday.
only on Hope FM. Listen and leave.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for keeping it right there. We are back to continue on this topic of partnerships in business. How do they work, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just listening to Mudoni and Joseph here, and they are telling us that there is a criteria. There's a criteria you use so that you can pick the right partners. You just don't pick any Tom, Dick, and Harry. And I'm hoping that you will tune in even some more to listen to how then do you pick. And Joseph, you are about to tell us
About the chemistry.
yes about you know this chemistry thing. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you need to look at, like she mentioned, you know, you need to, if you're maybe one person of very high integrity, you've run your businesses, all your businesses are legal, you're not used to shortcuts, you're not used to do whatever, you know, all these, you know, corruption stuff and everything. Then you get a partner, then again, who does not believe in the same, then that means you're going to have a conflict, you know, because that means you're going to be probably forced or compromised to go into things that you don't probably believe in. So ideally, it's very important to identify, even as a person, the person you're going to pick, what kind of people are they? Some people are very difficult to deal with. Sometimes, you know, you find you're not able to agree on anything completely for months. So that means you can't move, you get. And because this is a partnership, it's not a sole proprietorship, that means you have to put everything on hold until when you agree, right? So it's very important to look at, you know, even look at someone's background, the kind of people they are, even at personal level, not even, you know, the issues about even integrity and everything, but at least even the, you know, are they people who listen? You know, can you be able to agree? Because personalities also can even crash, because when you start competing probably for leadership or some of these things, then it becomes whatever. When you go, you look at it again at the level of investors, partners, in terms of people coming to bring value in terms of real investment, so that you're able to scale the business. It's important also to look at you know, the all the clauses, the agreement, the whole arrangement, because some investments also come with a lot of conditions. Conditions that to some extent, and that is what I learned actually in the past, that some of these conditions, just because you're getting an investment into your business, brings also a lot of conditions that are going to probably even make you conform to a certain way of doing things, kill your innovations, because probably the investor believes the business must be run in a certain way for it to be successful and for them to get the return on investment. So it's,
you know, in fact, as you talk, you know what is going through my mind?
Yeah.
Social enterprises and this thing of LGBTQ and such, and there's that clause that you must sign for, that you will support every other, they call them orientation or whatever. There's something,
including onboarding people in your team,
yes, definitely,
that are outrightly, you know, completely opposite of what you believe in. Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. And on that note, I'm actually curious, Mudoni, to know, are there different types of, I don't know whether you call them agreements that bring about partnerships? You know, you get it. Are there different types of contractual agreements that bring about partnerships? Or is it a standard way of doing things?
Okay, so, and it's a very great question, because now we try to understand some little bit of legalese, just a little bit. When we think about partnerships, before that we had what we were calling just general partners. So general partners, they operated more like sole proprietors. In case something happens to the business, it falls back on you, you know? So any person you owed money, we come and divide the two of us, because we all owe money as a general partnership. And then the law advanced to help it get what we call limited liability partnerships. So limited liability partnerships are more like limited liability companies, only that they have the nature of a partnership. So my liabilities, your liabilities are quite separate. So I don't get whatever you go and do on the side, it doesn't come back to me now. So now in both partnerships, just like the way we seal a marriage, and I keep saying it's like a marriage, that's the same way we seal it. We sign some things called partnership deeds. It's a governing document that tells me, first, if I get in, how do I get out? You know, a lot of times we get into things without understanding how do you even get out.
Unaingia Mombasa, Mombasa kuingia ni rahisi, but kutoka ni shida, my friend.
Kutoka ni shida.
Exit strategy.
Yes. So first of all, we get into this nice, as you're saying, a nice agreement. But in the fine print down there, it says you must onboard people of a certain kind of, orientation. I think they call it diversity or all manner of things. So then you are very happy to get in. Key question is, how do you get out?
I know.
How do you get out? So the governing document that regulates all these transactions is what we call the partnership deed. So if I need to buy my shares back, so that at least if you want to be left with that organization that you're happy to run with all those conditions, I can leave it to you, but I can buy back my shares and I can freely walk away. So we have that. And of course, the registration gives us a legal personality. So we are actually, the law recognizes us like a person. Just the same way it recognizes a company.
Yeah, as an entity.
We are a complete entity by itself. So the law has those safeguards. But I keep saying the partnership agreement, make it a living document. Yeah. Don't always let it lie 3 years. The laws have changed, circumstances have changed. So always make it a living document. You're able to put clauses here and there that are in alignment with your current business.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah.
Wow. That calls for both partners sitting to agree. Have things changed? What has changed? Can we include this? Or does that call now for you as the legal person
as
to
I
help
keep
them?
saying, Sarah, that is the core work.
Yes.
Your work is to run Jazza Center.
Yes.
That is your work.
Yes.
So
Don't take away my work.
Don't take away my work, because when I'm running Jazza Center, I'm thinking who needs to do what.
Yes.
We need to be in this conference. We need to do that.
Uh-huh.
But I'm in a space where when the law is changing, I'm on speed dial. I'm actually on speed dial.
I see.
I'm getting alerts.
Yes.
So the work, leave that work to the professional to actually do that.
Exactly.
Because it's really their core work.
I fully
The
agree.
partner.
The legal partner. And we say,
know.
don't let the partner be at door number 5.
Yeah.
Please, the partner is always, we start the marriage very early.
Yes.
Door number 1.
Wow.
So that we walk in a legally compliant manner.
I love the way Mudoni has fought for her space.
Yeah.
We have had you, dear legal partner.
Thank you.
And I'm hoping, my dear audience, that you're hearing that part of the many partners that you need, one that should be at door number 1, as Mudoni puts it, is the legal partner.
Exactly.
That person who will be able to translate the law for you and actually help you implement it within your business. And I think this is an area that many businesses lack.
Absolutely.
Especially the small businesses. You get into business, you do not know even how to translate some of the very simple things that we are required of as businesses by the government.
Yeah.
In terms of statutory issues, even HR. I'm actually from the background of HR. There are small, little things that one just needs to understand, but we don't.
You don't.
And yet we have a legal partner like Mudoni who can help us with that. And I'm sure before the end of this, you'll be sharing your contact so that any small business that is out there that would want a legal partner can be able to get in touch with you. But I think moving on very swiftly, I would want to understand, are there challenges or are there limitations of partnerships? I know we've painted a picture that partners are good, partnerships are good. They bring on variety, they bring on support, they bring on this. Are there challenges that are related to partnerships? Joseph?
Of course, yes. Actually, there are equal challenges the same way there is value in partnership, or there are advantages in partnering, or rather running businesses in a partnership kind of a structure. So the challenge is actually even probably more because, like I said, there are many issues, of course, that crop up. And like Mudoni said, if you are able to to work with a legal advisor from the beginning, I think that's something that I learned, way back, and especially in the kind of business that we run, that if you do not have a legal advisor, from even the kind of contract you sign, you draw with your customers, with your employees. HR is another area, and we are a very HR intense organization. I mean, we are able to place over 1,000 workers every year. So cumulatively, you can look at the number of years we've been running this. So it's a huge HR. So there issues will crop up. But what's the most important thing is, making sure that you're able to sit with the legal advisor from the beginning so that you walk the journey from scratch. And even if probably you have overlooked that over time, because ideally a lot of also small organizations are not very keen because of the cost. Not everybody will be able to engage Muthoni, of course. And Muthoni, walking into Muthoni's office also requires some. You need to have something in your pocket.
I want to hear that from Muthoni herself. I really want to hear that from her.
Yeah.
In the sense that I am affordable, just walking.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So ideally, a lot of organizations will lack that. So at whatever stage you realize that or rather you learn about this, then it's good to get that sorted. What I am saying in summary is challenges will be there, and there are many. Actually, there are so many disadvantages of partnership, up to and including people conforming or rather getting into partnerships that end up reducing the brain behind the brand or the business, and reducing them to or rather losing the vision. So because again now everybody has an opinion in that arrangement. If you have good legal advice, then most likely it will be successful. The arrangement will be successful.
Yeah. Okay, great. Are there challenges or limitations of partnerships the way you have seen it, Muthoni?
I want to go back and reiterate what I had stated. If the fundamentals are flawed, we still have the challenges. So we'll cap it, yes, with the legal documentation, like what he said. We'll cap it up with all that. But if the fundamentals are still flawed, then we'll still have a challenge. But the legal avenue allows you an opportunity to rectify a lot of these things. It actually does. But I keep saying, just like the way we keep repeating about the Constitution, there is the spirit, then there's the letter. So there must be a spirit for any business to thrive, because we'll get the letter right, we'll have it written down, we'll do all those things. But if the fundamentals are flawed, then we'll still have a challenge. Just to segue a bit, just so that we see, he says legal is one of the things that becomes a challenge because of the pricing. What I've realized about SMEs and the space I work into is the fact that we want to deal with economies of scale. He's in a great organization, I think, called the Association of Social Enterprises, right? Yeah. So we get into those communities so that we can enjoy economies of scale as business people. I may not be able to afford as Muthoni, but if we're in this association, all of us together, some of these organizations are being able to offer legal services. We can be able to hire out a Muthoni just to deal with that.
There's something good in numbers, definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely. And we see that a lot, especially when we see cases being taken to court by the Association of Manufacturers, by KEPSA and the like, because we're able to come as a cumulative, cut down on the cost, and be able to articulate our issues. Yeah. So I would say numbers is the way to cut down on legal costs if you feel as if they are a bit on the high end. Yeah.
Wow. I'm just, thank you, Joseph and Muthoni for this. But I'm just thinking, are there times, Muthoni, you have been engaged in sorting out issues between partners? How ugly can they get? What normally happens, and how do you sort out such,
Am I allowed to say this on live air?
Please go right ahead for as long as you're safe and secure after you leave this seat, so that you're not attacked.
Thank you.
I do not want you attacked.
Please. One of the things that we see, and a lot of it is when it comes to the partners' capabilities. one partner, by the time you are coming together, one partner is strong in one area. As you said, we are complementing each other's weaknesses, correct? But time is also another factor that changes. And it don't only just changes by itself. People change. At the end of it, people also change. So the person who was doing a certain thing, either they don't do it correctly and all manner of things. So what we have seen a lot and what we now do is we now invoke what we call mediation. We no longer want to make this as litigious as possible because the way our legal system is wired is to fight. You fight that, you fight that. That's how we get to know things about other people that we don't really want to know. And that's why I said, can I say this on air? So we get to know all those things. So the structures that we are now employing are, we sit down, we have a neutral party. What is the issue? The fact that the partnership is not working or is working, has it now come time to a close? Because just like a person, a business can die. It winds up. So has the time come now to wind up the organization? So we try in as much as possible not really get into the dirt. Mediation gives us an opportunity for the parties to come with a solution themselves.
Yes.
All they needed is the counselor in between or the mediator, in between. So that is the only way to solve some of these issues. Moving forward, I would say that having any level of partnership, it calls for three things. You understand that there is the commitment from each and every one of you. You understand your capabilities and the partners and how you come together. As long as you're able to understand those three things, then you should be good to go.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. I'm loving the bit of how you come together.
Yeah.
How you come together, I'm assuming, could be for a short term, could be for a longer haul, could be for 2-3 years when the project is running and we part
And we're
ways.
done. And we're
Is
done.
it?
So partnerships can be for a certain duration. And I
Yes.
like to borrow from the Bible. Paul is trying to get the word of God to every single place. At a moment, he'll get to a church. He'll partner with the church at that particular moment. That is a very small, limited time frame.
Yes.
Then it's done. And then he moves on, he gets another partner who's an individual. He's
Yes.
able to spread the word.
Yeah.
So it's the same way. It's the same way in the business world. We get into a partnership, we undertake the consortium work, and then we finalize and we wind up. Everybody gets their share and they're able to go home happy. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. I'm really loving what we're talking about tonight, partnerships. I don't know whether you have any partners, whether you hope to get into partnership. One time I got into a partnership that just couldn't work. I don't know. And I think it's a place of information, like you're saying,
Yeah.
because sometimes you get into a partnership ignorantly and you think, oh, because this one has this idea and I have this, I can support the idea, so let me come in and of course it just couldn't work.
Yeah.
So I know there's the place of information.
Yeah.
There is doing your background checks before you can be able to get into a partnership. But I'm also appreciating that we have professional help available just in case you're not aware of some of those implications that may actually work against you.
Yeah.
So I believe it's important to seek the counsel of a legal person like Muthoni, but also the support of people who have been there, Joseph, as a
Yeah.
mentor,
Yeah.
because he has been able to, run businesses right from 2008. Wow. Okay. 2008. Tumezeeka.
Yeah, definitely.
Not to say, I began business the same year, remember?
Yeah, we did.
So
Yeah.
I know that we can be great mentors to our audience. And
Yeah.
so I think I want to bring this to a slow close by asking you guys to just do your final remarks. And probably there is something that you may have wanted to tell our audience tonight that is very, very impactful or helpful in terms of partnerships. Yes, could you kindly bring that on?
Yeah. So I think as much as partnerships may have disadvantages here and there, we have also seen the success that come with the right partnerships. If you look at the biggest brands across the world, as a result of the right partnerships. I would like to encourage, our viewers out there that there is nothing wrong in getting into partnerships as much as you anticipate probably challenges. but always look at, how you can close the gaps before, or rather, the right guidance and identify all the way from identifying the right partners and so on. So mine is actually to, there is value in partnership.
There is value in
There's
partnership.
great value in partnership, and and also people should open doors for partnerships. All the way from the government, and especially when it comes to entrepreneurs. Sometimes business people feel left completely, that there's no one in touch with like you're on your own, and you can, I'm sure you will agree with me, all the way from commercial, or rather financiers, banks, nobody wants to touch, especially these, to partner with the small innovators, until such a time when you have something to show for it.
Mkono mtupu haulambwi, my friend.
Which means now then we lose over 70% of innovations because they lack. We do not have anyone interested in supporting those ones because commercial banks cannot touch them. So I mean, let's embrace partnership through and through, across the board. Yeah, from commercial institutions, legal advisors, everyone basically, so that we can be able to grow all these innovations. By the way, if we do the right thing, in the next 10 years, Kenya will be probably a middle income, 100%.
Definitely. Thank you, Joseph. Jaza Center.
Yeah.
And of course, I know there is somebody out there who may want a domestic worker.
Yeah.
So you probably could leave your contacts as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are working on an innovation that is going to help every single person across the country, from every county, be able to access our services through a mobile application that we are currently working on. We hope with the right partnerships that we are looking to get from a few investors here and there, that we are going to roll out this very soon. Currently, our main training center on Kiambu Road in Runda is the only, and Kisumu. We also have a branch in Kisumu. The only training centers that you can be able to access our services. We are reachable on phone number. We are quite present on social media. If you go to Facebook, you can be able to access, to reach our Facebook page. Contact us through our Facebook page, Jaza Center. Our website, jazacenter.com. And Jaza is double Z, J-A-Z-Z-A, Center, R-E. Our telephone numbers are available on those platforms, but I can share one of the main line, which is 0701 811 114. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. How about Muthoni, your parting shot briefly, and your contact as well? I'm sure part of the audience would like also your support in their businesses, and especially on that legal bit in partnering with them to advance their businesses.
When I was thinking about, when I was thinking about him, about partnerships, when he was talking, and I think one of the things that occurred to me is that we can actually be our own stumbling blocks to the growth of our own businesses. So if we realize we are the stumbling blocks, how do partners also come in to elevate our businesses to the next level? And I think I remember attending a business succession planning forum where one of the proprietors of a certain school, they decided to sell their business to certain people who used to run international schools because they knew their limit when it came to the expanding the school. So one of the key things that partners come to do for us is knowing maybe at some point my own vision or my own capacity cannot get me to the next level. So what would the partner do? Elevate me to the highest level. And I think that's why more and more partnerships are important, because we are riding on the capabilities of somebody else who has strength in another area and I don't. And I didn't say my partner is called Dongo, please. Hello, I'm so sorry.
Comical that we are talking about partners and
Yes.
Ndugu comes at the end. It is well, Mudoni.
It is well, it is well. So in conclusion, I would say very, very important to elevate you, to bring in the capabilities and the capacity that you do not have on your own. And also, they keep saying that entrepreneurship is such a lonely journey. I think it's nice, especially when people like you who do business coaching, we have somewhere we can be able to have those conversations. And of course, when we're not able to be in in tandem with our partners, we can also be able to use the legal forums.
Lovely.
So where do you find us? Njogu and Associate Advocates on Facebook. Njogu and Associate Advocates, on LinkedIn, Njogu and Associate Advocates. I think the only forum we are not in is Instagram. We are still trying to understand how to go about it. But in every other social handle, it's Njogu and Associate Advocates. Our contacts are 0725 615 596. Just to repeat that, 0725 615 596. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Lovely. Wasn't it amazing having both of you on the show tonight? You've made it a spectacular, and I'm so grateful that you were able to make it. Our audience, I am sure that you have taken a lot and that you're gonna work on partnerships. Don't fear, go out there, partner with people. God never made you to work alone. He made you to work with other people. Incorporate partners so that they can be able to complement you to take your business to the next level. That said, we have had an amazing evening, and we look forward to next Sunday, same time, same place. Looking forward to having you on the show, Occupy Today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.